Hey, welcome while you're in there. Big day today. The engine gets pulled out. Uh, been real busy with work, so I haven't been working on this for the last couple of days. We're slammed at work, so finally got some time to tinker. And so let me show you a couple things here. Getting that at the top of the transmission, it is a real gnarly bolt. It is an E12. And see all these extensions? And okay, let's say I am 6 foot tall, and if I set that straight up down on the ground, it comes up to about my waist where your love handles would be. So that's how I got to those E12s. It was a bitch. I will not lie about that. But I didn't want to drop my. Let me turn this light on so you can see. I didn't want to drop my belly pan. I did this without unbolting the transmission from anything. But I got a long arm kit on here, and that belly pan, it's got like 20 bolts on each side. Maybe not that many. I'm exaggerating, but I didn't want to pull every one of them bolts out to drop the transmission down to get them. So I used the long extensions, and the way I did it was I went. Let's see if I can get a. That's a clutch there, but you can see the side of the transmission here. See the slave cylinder? Well, I went up even higher than that, where them hoses are at the top, where it's illuminated. And I snaked that extension all the way through here, past the transfer case. And I was able to get an impact right about in this area with the end of that extension. Now, it took me a few tries. I almost needed a helper to hold the top of it on the back of the transmission itself. You know, the end of the socket. Like I needed someone to kind of like hold it like this while I got the impact gun on it. But eventually I went up and down a couple times, and I figured it out. Took me about 5 minutes, but the impact zipped it right out, man. If you're doing this job, I would invest in impact. My motor mounts came out super easy. Everything did with the impact gun. A few places you can't get with it, like the exhaust manifolds. So then the next thing I did, I chained it all up. I might have overkill here because I got one bolt here in the radiator bracket where the radiator bracket mounts to the block. And I did another one right below it right here. I'm doing this by myself. I don't have a helper. So I want a little bit of safety. I don't want something to happen, a bolt will break or the chain breaks or even the crane breaks and it breaks my foot or, it goes down your shin or something and really tears your leg up. So I did the same thing on that side. So if it does fall, it's only going to fall like, 3 inches maybe and not crush my foot. So I loosened up, I took all them bolts out of the transmission. Then I came here and I cracked the motor mount main nut loose from the bracket that goes to the engine. I just cracked it loose. I didn't take it out. Then I went underneath here, and there's 3 of them on each side for the 03 it is, going into the block for that bracket. And I just cracked those loose. Once I got the weight off, once I cracked them loose, I took the weight off them a little bit with the crane just to not break them. And when I did that, you see the motor lift a little bit, but even still, pull your brackets out. When you pull this out here, it's still going to drop. So be prepared for that. It dropped about 3 inches on me. I thought I had it, up a little bit with tension, but I still got it at a good angle, same angle that it was in there mounted in, but it still dropped on me. So be prepared for that. So once I dropped those bolts and the engine dropped on me, which scared me a little bit, then I went ahead where the 3 bolts go into the block here. That is this bracket that goes into the block here. Then they come out. Once you break them loose, they're pretty short. They're not real long. I just hand twisted them all out, removed the brackets, and the engine was kind of suspended there. But it was stuck to the transmission. And what I did was, I don't know if I still have them laying there. Shoot. Let me grab something real quick and I'll show you what I did. I got one of these really big honking screwdrivers. Well, first I started with a little skinny one. I'll show you here. Now that's part of the bell housing. That's the front of it right there. But this plate right here has a gap in it right here. And I started working my way around it and just kind of gently prying it. Because up, if you can see the end of the screwdriver there, right about there, it's kind of up, it's halfway up the transmission. There's two, they're dowel pins that the engine slides on. I can't see them from the side on the engine, but that's the only thing I was holding it back. I had everything out and it was stuck. You think that you got bolts in there, but you really don't. So I just worked my way up to that dowel pin area, and I just kind of went like this gently, and it moved a little bit on this side. But when I did, the whole engine kind of shifted with the transmission over to the passenger side. So I yanked on the crane, and got the engine back centered, and then I went to the passenger side and did the same thing with that inspection plate. Just kind of pried on it, and it popped free of them dowels. And one little tug, and it came straight out. So now it's just dangling here right now. I can actually spin it, but I don't want to smash into nothing. I just hit something with it. But like I said, I'm doing this by myself. You can do it yourself too. Just take time and be safe. But I'm going to pull this out now. I have never done this on a Jeep before. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to go yank it out now. I think I have everything disconnected. It's just hanging there. Trying to do this as gently as possible. I'm going to raise it up a bit, quite a bit. Now I had to remove the bumper and the grill. I didn't even mount the winch all the way. I just kind of swung it out and put a jack under it. All right. Keeps wanting to twist on me. It'd be nice to have someone holding it and guiding it while you're pulling on the crane. Just going gently and slow. I think we'll raise her way up. One of my lights just died. A little more should do it. Once I get this out, I'm going to put the side brackets back on for the motor mounts. I'm going to set some jack stands on. If you're looking for a crane, I just bought this from Eastwood. It was advertised for $289, but it was $219 when I went to go pick it up. It looks good. It works good. I think that's about it. So I'm going to get out of it. So. Watch your fuel line. Fuel line is hanging up on me. You don't want to break that. It's not flexible. And it's coming. I'm just taking it really slow. I don't want it swinging a bunch. Because we are rebuilding this and I don't want it to slam to the ground. All right, it's out. Check it out. Ta-da! That's the manual. What the back of it looks like. You got to pull out, let's see. From where you think it mounts to the transmission around here. You got another 4 inches, 3-4 inches that you got to pull straight out of the transmission before you got to get it past that bell housing. Boy, my clutch is really... His fingers ain't looking too good. That's the center force one. I go through these things about every 2 years. It's not my driving, it's the environment I drive in. Alright, so I'm going to get these mounts back on. The ones that go here, it's got 3 bolts in it on each side. And we're going to get this on some jack stands. And then I got to get this clutch out of there. So that's going to be the next video. I will go slower and explain what I'm doing going through that. Take it apart with you watching me. And then I got a motor stand over there. But we can't put it on until we get the clutch out of there. Because we got to use them holes for the motor mount stand, or the motor stand. So that's going to be our task tomorrow. Oh, I didn't mention the date. It's February 1st. And it is about 10 o'clock at night. And I'm calling it a day. As soon as I end this video, I'm going to put those brackets on, set it down. And tomorrow we will take the clutch off. And so we can go get bolts for the motor mount stand. Alright, thanks for watching. That's why you're in there. You can do this yourself. It's not that bad. Just a lot of time. Alright, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and keep watching for the rebuild. We're going to tear this thing all the way down. New pistons, camshaft, crank. Well, we're not getting a new crank. We're not building a stroker this time. Maybe next time. So keep watching the build, and I'll show you how to do it. It's not bad. It's really easy. Please like and subscribe.